1 Kings chapter 17. And Elijah the Tishbite of the inhabitants of Gilead says to Ahab, Yahweh, God of Israel, lives, before whom I have stood. There is not dew and rain these years, except according to my word. And the word of Yahweh is to him, saying, Go from this place, and you have turned for yourself eastward, and been hidden by the Brook of Cherith that is on the front of the Jordan. And it has been that you drink from the brook, and I have commanded the ravens to sustain you there. And he goes and does according to the word of Yahweh. Indeed, he goes and dwells by the Brook of Cherith that is on the front of the Jordan. And the ravens are bringing bread and flesh to him in the morning, and bread and flesh in the evening, and he drinks from the brook. And it comes to pass at the end of the days that the brook dries up, for there has been no rain in the land. And the word of Yahweh is to him, saying, Rise, go to Zarephath that belongs to Sidon, and you have dwelt there. Behold, I have commanded a widow woman to sustain you there. And he rises and goes to Zarephath, and comes to the opening of the city. And behold, there is a widow woman gathering sticks. And he calls to her and says, Please, bring a little water to me in a vessel, and I drink. And she goes to bring it, and he calls to her and says, Please, bring a morsel of bread to me in your hand. And she says, Your God Yahweh lives. I do not have a cake, but the fullness of a hand of meal in a pitcher, and a little oil in a dish. And behold, I am gathering 2 sticks, and have gone in and prepared it for myself and for my son, and we have eaten it and died. And Elijah says to her, Do not fear. Go, do according to your word. Only make a little cake for me there in the first place, and you have brought it out to me. And for you and for your son, make it last. For thus said Yahweh, God of Israel, The pitcher of meal is not consumed, and the dish of oil is not lacking, until the day of Yahweh's giving a shower on the face of the ground. And she goes and does according to the word of Elijah, and she eats, she and her household, for many days. The pitcher of meal was not consumed, and the dish of oil did not lack, according to the word of Yahweh that he spoke by the hand of Elijah. And it comes to pass after these things, the son of the woman, mistress of the house, has been sick, and his sickness is very severe, until no breath has been left in him. And she says to Elijah, What is this to me and to you, O man of God? You have come to me to cause my iniquity to be remembered, and to put my son to death. And he says to her, Give your son to me. And he takes him out of her bosom, and takes him up to the upper chamber where he is abiding, and lays him on his own bed, and cries to Yahweh and says, My God Yahweh, have you also brought calamity on the widow with whom I am sojourning, to put her son to death? And he stretches himself out on the boy 3 times, and calls to Yahweh and says, O Yahweh, my God, please, let the soul of this boy return into his midst. And Yahweh listens to the voice of Elijah, and the soul of the boy turns back into his midst, and he lives. And Elijah takes the boy, and brings him down from the upper chamber of the house, and gives him to his mother, and says, See, your son lives. And the woman says to Elijah, Now by this I have known that you are a man of God, and the word of Yahweh in your mouth is truth.